Hey, this is Notser, and today we're taking a look at the legendary module for the Des Moines. I have been in love with this module. The build is on the screen. This build is outstanding, currently on the North American meta. There is a ton of tier 10 aircraft carriers in the queue for whatever reason whenever I'm playing, and the extra AA gun range with advanced firing training allows me to average 40 and 50 aircraft killed per game. Just outstanding. But on top of that, the acceleration helps me to avoid incoming fire, torpedo systems, maneuver more effectively, more elusively, and it's fantastic. Now, it sits in slot 6, as you can see on the screen. And in slot 6, it provides the following: minus 50% to time taken to reach full power when accelerating, so improved acceleration, minus 20% to rudder shift time, so faster rudder shift, and then minus 10% to the duration of surveillance radar. That is obviously a downside, but it's not the biggest downside. I've seen people swap out their radar and use the spotting aircraft build, staying at near max range and using the spotting aircraft to extend the gun range and to be more elusive. I prefer the radar because I prefer to be incredibly dominating against my enemy, and hopefully this game in particular is a great example of domination. Now, slot 6, that's an important slot for tier 9 and tier 10. It is usually a slot that gives you extra DPS. You have to decide to take this improved acceleration over gun range, rate of fire. Obviously, torpedo reload would be relevant to a ship with torpedoes, not the case for the Des Moines. Improved DPS on the secondaries, improved DPS on your AA. So it's a complex decision that the player base has to make in order to use this, and honestly, it's worth it. It's so much fun to control. It controls a lot like a Minotaur. It maintains that speed and acceleration in the turn, which might drag you into torpedoes or, drag you in and out of smoke. You need to get familiar with that sort of acceleration if you intend to pursue this module. But you know what the best thing about the Des Moines is? It's not that the module's equipped or, I have a 19 skill commander. It's the fact that the Des Moines needs 0 points to have one of the best gun systems in the game. The damage output that this thing puts out is astronomical, and it's really disappointing that players just don't switch their ammo to be efficient. The Des Moines reload is insane. Oh my god, this is out. Really? Broadside? 17,000. Let's get another broadside. 8,300. I didn't find a Citadel. Maybe we'll get it here. He had AP loaded. How cute. First blood. Because he angled, we know torpedoes were sent. Oh god, can we avoid these torpedoes? I'm trying to maneuver. Maneuverability is great. Oh, the acceleration. Pinpoint accurate. Place myself right in between. Like a glove. Easy, not even close. Ah, this ship is so good because it's already outstanding and everything that the module doesn't adjust. It just covers up all those weaknesses and it just makes it even more overbearing to fight. We got this enemy Buffalo. He's coming in. Get a nice Citadel on a broadside. Note that he wants to engage me. There's also a Fletcher, and I think there's a Montana. I would prefer to not fight all three at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sail directly towards the Buffalo. Note that I switched immediately to high explosive. It's the Des Moines. It has a 5-second reload. Load the right shell, you goofs. I can't tell you how many times I see a Des Moines who will refuse to load high explosive, even though the reload is only 4 or 5 seconds. And note that I'm just placing the shell. His 27mm is not enough to stop the 2203. You can't stop that. So we got 2 fires, force out damage control. Note that I'm still angled in. It took him probably 3 salvos to realize that I was never going to give him AP. And now he's going to try and ram, and I'm going to try and use my maneuverability to juke and then juke again. I can just turn and keep that speed. He can't really understand quite the control that's available to me. It's because of Legendary and the build I went. Oh, yes. AP broadside. See you later. gosh, it's so brutal. Look at how little damage we've taken. We just 100 to 0, 2 enemy ships. We've done 94,000 damage, and we've taken 30% damage, 40. Enemy lightning trying to engage. There's also a Montana. I'm trying to maintain good discipline. I want to keep the island in between my ship and the Montana while baiting the lightning to come around and engage me. While the lightning is doing that thing, I just can't believe how much I love this module. It has given new life into the Des Moines. My build itself, it works perfectly for the current meta. I've got radar to deal with enemy DDs that might be close, and I can't spot them because they can spot me. I have my AA protection that is outstanding. The defensive AA is great at protecting me from the AP bomb menace that is the Midway. And just a tip that I've learned, don't use defensive fire unless you can verify that the AP bomb menace has run its course, either through the drop that it just did or it's on reload. You really want to have defensive AA up for AP bombs. But, oh my god, the Des Moines, just, it's a joy to control. Just so easy to play with my food. That's one of the best things that I've seen in the comments on my stream. My stream was like, boy, you really love playing with your food. Yeah, I do. I love this whole experience. And oh, looky there. The lightning chose to go around the opposite direction because of my acceleration. Boom! We hit 30 knots immediately. The Montana will never be able to catch me. Never. I can keep him unspotted, or I can keep myself unspotted from his point of view for the entire duration of the game. And oh my god, this guy. We know he's going to send torps. He's probably shocked at how fast we killed him. And yeah, the Montana, he basically gave up. He basically is trying to capture C point. Easily avoid. Easily drop that speed. Oh, it's just acceleration, responsive. Turning, responsive. Gun system, responsive. AA system, responsive. Even the armor is more than adequate for most situations. I have fallen in love with this build, with this module. I can't tell you how much I enjoy this experience. And you know what? You can say, oh, well, you're in love with it too, like you did the Zal, but look at how aggressive I can be. If you've watched my content for any number of years, you know I'm an aggressive player. So a module that provides that kind of aggression, I can't pass that up. I've got to take it. It was made for me. That's the kind of feeling that I get when I control this. And AA, just fly a little bit too close, my friend, and it's gone. Completely. So yeah, we mopped up this side of the map. 4 kills, basically. The Montana was baited in from the Midway, had an easy kill. He was completely isolated. All the support cruisers and the DD completely annihilated. There was really nothing he could do. If the friendly Midway, let's just say the friendly Midway was not in that area, and he could not engage the Montana, where my plan was to just have the friendlies keep the Montana spotted and to line of sight with the island. And you could easily do that because the acceleration is there. It's just incredibly responsive and incredibly brutal in its power level. I really can't tell you how satisfying it is to shove 10 armor-piercing shells in 2 separate cruisers and wipe them out completely. It really feels wonderful. So we're just going to capture C point. The enemy team has basically 2 ships left that they can survive on. That's not going to last very long. I know my friendlies are working on them. But as far as this game is concerned, I pretty much am out of it. I've killed everything that was even remotely in range. And I don't know what else to say about this. It was really fun. A really fun module, a really fun experience. Highly recommend it for no other reason than fun. It really does transform the way the Des Moines plays. And that's great. And you know what, Wargaming, I find that the Des Moines, more than any other ship, has the most viable builds. You've got, obviously, the scout aircraft, you've got a radar build, and then you got this legendary module build, and then you can decide between using a rate of fire module, coupling that with your scout aircraft, or using a range module. There's so many different builds, and it all costs doubloons, right? That's probably the biggest issue with this module. I can't easily swap it for a second commander with a different build. I have to spend money, and spending money is expensive. But other than the fact that it's a legendary, you're going to need doubloons to de-equip. You can't just use credits because you can't buy these things. You have to earn it. There's nothing bad about it. Go for it. If you have any interest whatsoever in playing the Des Moines or in fun, I would go for it. It's a unique experience that I just don't get in any other ship, and I highly recommend everything about this. I love the build. I love the skin. I know some of you don't, but 2,272 base XP. We walloped so many ships. It was great. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.